Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. This is Amy, aka Funky Mama 0703. I'm doing a meme scene today, if you haven't noticed by the screen. Basically what we do here is we just read out about 10-11 memes that I found online that hit me in the particular feels here, so I can kind of talk about my thoughts, my visions, what I see for this beautiful world we live in. This one is our first of this round. It's called "One kind word can change someone's entire day." So totally true. Also the adverse to that, one nasty word can change someone's entire day. I'm a firm believer in positivity and bringing positive out. And if you have something nice to say, always say it. I think there's something about us being able to give of ourselves and say things that are nice. We live in a world that is filled with hate and division and just nastiness to one another. And I don't believe in that. I believe in trying to be positive, trying to pass one forward, trying to do good. Instead of saying something nasty and making a person feel bad, say something nice. Make their day. If they're having a really bad day and things just haven't been going their way, something nice, saying something good to them, can make that day just a little bit better. And personally, like I've said a number of times, that's my belief. Why we're here is to try to help one another, lift one another up, and help each other get through the tough times in our lives and the things that we have difficulty with. And I'm glad that I can be positive with people and give them that kind word. Let's not be mean to each other. Let's find the kindness to give somebody. Pass it forward and offer good words as opposed to negative words. Negative words can do just as bad. They can hang on. They cause a person's day to go bad. Why do you want to be that person? Be the person to bring them happiness and do good for them. That's what we're here for. Just to let you know, I'm doing this on the photo gallery, so it's not quite as good as if I did it the other way, but this makes it so much easier and quicker. So next slide is going to be tell my mistakes to me, not to others, because my mistakes are to be corrected by me, not by others. That's going along the lines of constructive criticism as opposed to being nasty. If you have a problem with something I've done, something I've said, some way I've acted, bring it to me. And I think people are more willing and able to change their behavior when they realize that they've done something wrong that may have been misconstrued or something that was outright nasty. We have to be able to humble ourselves if we make a mistake, and that's why tell me about my mistake so I can correct it and apologize, because I've always wanted to show my kids, I've always thought that was the most important thing, was for them to see me apologize so they understand that if you make a mistake, if you say something wrong, you need to apologize. You need to try to rectify the situation and not add on to it. So, I want to know if I do something wrong, if I say something that hurts. I want people to understand that it's not meant in meanness, it's just in being goofy, and unfortunately sometimes being goofy tends to be taken a little differently. So I'm more than willing to do what I can to try to make it better for anything I say or anything I do. Slide 3 is something a little funny. You can't change how people feel about you, so don't try. Just live your life and be happy. That's the positive. You can't change what people feel about you. They're going to feel about you. I've had so many people who think nasty thoughts about me, and that's not on me. I've tried to treat them positive, tried to treat them nicely. That's on them. Even people that I've had tiffs with that we have now cleared up, that's on them. Their feelings are their thing, and I can't force them to see me in a different light. I can only get them or be me and hope that they understand. Now, I'll apologize, like I said in the last slide. I will apologize if I say something that is wrong. Certainly not an intent. It was not meant in ill intent. But I can't change how you feel about me. You either love me or hate me. So either way, I can't change that. But I'm going to live my life, and just so anybody knows, I'm not going to take what you feel about me, how you act or act around me, how you treat me. I'm not going to take that personally, because That's on you. That's not on me. I'm a happy person. I can be happy without certain individuals in my life. And if you have your attitude about me, that's on you. That's not on me. I can't change you. I can change my behavior towards you and try to be nicer, or, you know, try to make you understand that I'm not who you think I am, but you're not going to change your mind unless you want to change. And I can't force you, so you need to do it yourself. Just a firm believer in not letting that bother me. It's very hard sometimes. There have been times when I've internalized a little more, but I've let it go and moved on. Next video, your apology needs to be as loud as your disrespect was. I happen to believe that. I'm a person who apologizes profusely about certain things, and this is an area where I believe as well. People are quick, especially online, to disrespect other people, say nasty things. And if you're going to disrespect me online or anywhere else in life, I expect you to be loud and proud of your apology, because we as a civilization need to reflect kindness. And if you disrespect me, I want to hear an apology that's loud. Now, you don't always get it. And that gets filed away in the brain, and I think about it and I remember certain people disrespected but didn't apologize, so or didn't do it in the same forum. That's one way that really gets me is if you're going to be nasty and disrespect, I want your disrespect to be as loud as your apology. I need you to, in that same forum, especially online, to let everybody know that your views have changed. I'm not a needy person, but there are certain things that if you're going to apologize, I want to hear it. Third one, it costs $0 to be a decent human being, and that is right. You can be a good person. You don't have to give people money. You don't have to help pay for things for them, but you can be decent and caring and listen to them and hold their hand and just hear what they're saying. We as people tend to be self-centered. As much as we don't want to be self-centered, we do tend to be a little self-centered, and this gives us the ability to be more open and loving to each other. Basically, be nice and don't worry. It's not going to cost you anything. The only thing it may cost you is a little bit of your high-handedness. To be a decent human being, to realize that, hey, I can only be me. And that's what we're here for, is to be ourselves and to be out there to help other people and love one another. And that's what we need to do. We need to be here for each other. We need to love one another. And we need to do this because that's what we've been put here for. I've said it 1,000 times. I will say it every video if I have to. We have been put here to love one another and to find a way to connect with each other. We are all connected. Okay, this is the hippie side of me. We are all connected to the same great being, whatever great being you believe in. We are all connected together in that great being. We're all a part of that great being. And we need to be sympathetic, empathetic, love one another, feel one another's pains, and try to do what we can to do better. Be a decent human being. Be kind. Say nice words. Be forgiving. So far, every one of my memes have put together one common thread, or is put together by one common thread, and it's this: being a decent human being, being loving and kind and helpful, and knowing that we're all connected and we all are one creature on this planet. This planet is like our lifeblood, and we come from it, we go back to it, and every single one of us is a part of this planet, and we need to be a part of it, and we need to be kind to one another, because if we're dissing or hurting that other person, it's only hurting us, really. It's going to hurt us all in the long run. So we need to be loving to each other and be a decent human being. Third one, things to remember. You don't have to be perfect. You don't. You really don't. Nobody's perfect. We're all flawed. You know, we're only perfect in one area. I'm not going to say it. Having a bad day is okay. We don't always expect you to be perfect and have a happy day. There are bad days out there. Things happen, and we just have to find a way to bounce back from it. Smaller steps are also progress. One thing I've learned from my weight loss is you take every day as it is, and you will have your bad days, but every day, everything you make it through, or everything you make through, is another step. Asking for help is strength, because we aren't meant to deal with this all ourselves. There are certain things that we can deal with ourselves, but there are certain things that if it hits us and it's too hard, we need to ask for help. People care, or no, people love and appreciate you. That is so true. Be a person that is helpful, that is loving, that is kind. And people will love you and people will appreciate you. You need to be somebody, a part of this world, and you need to connect. And people love you. There are people out there who love you, and we just need to find a way to feel it, because we are not one single being in a mass of other beings. That's the introvert in us that shows us that. We're not this one being that's just kind of plunked down. We are a part of a big being, a huge being, which is our planet. And whatever higher form you believe it. We are a part of more than just ourselves. And we are one cell amongst many cells. And everybody has their part to play in this. And everybody must be loved and everybody must be appreciated. And that's what we're asking for today. Next, no, it doesn't suck. Monday doesn't suck. Your genetics don't suck. Weather doesn't suck. Your parenting does, or your partner doesn't suck. Your negative mindset sucks. Stop complaining about what's missing in your life. Go and manifest the out of your dreams. That is so true. We find things to complain about, and that negativity is what's going to pull you down. That's why I try to live a positive life. I will look for, if I have to force myself to look for that one positive thing in a day, push it, push it, push it until you find that day, that positive. You only have to find one. And like I say, I always count at night. I always count my blessings during the day. And it helps me kind of keep track of what's the positive, so that when I start the next morning, I'm ready to go with more positivity, more smiles, more happiness, and just being kind to each other. You know, there are so many things in our lives that causes us issues, and everything is going to hit you. But you know what? If you keep a positive attitude, you can make it through everything. And positive attitude is going to get you through Monday. It's going to get you through bad genetics. It's going to get you through terrible weather. And it's going to get you through a partnership that's troubling you. It's negative that's going to pull you in. But it's the positive that's going to help you get through it. And that's what we're asking you to do. The next meme is, don't be afraid to start over. This time you're not starting from scratch. You're starting from experience. You learn from every step you take, whether it's a positive or negative step. So you want to make sure you learn from it and you start over. You can. Life is a series of starting overs. The only way it isn't is if you end your life, and you don't want to do that. But starting over is tough, but you also have to realize there's no shame in it and there's no hate in it. You need to. It gives you the ability to start from a step up from where you started from the last time. You've learned. So now it's time to move on from that. Another one, you can be a good person with a kind heart and still say no. A lack of boundaries invites a lack of respect. You are not required to set yourself on fire to keep other people warm. And that's the good stuff. It's true. I am a yes person, and I have had to learn to say no. It's very hard sometimes, and you do feel like you become force negativity, and it's not. It isn't. People don't respect you if you don't have boundaries, and if you are always saying yes to them, they will always walk on you. You will become that proverbial welcome mat where people walk on and just wipe their feet on you, and that's not what we're here for. We are here to help one another and help each other, but sometimes helping people is letting them deal with things themselves. You can give them assistance to a point, but then realize that you can't always give them everything they need. They have to learn from it too. That's What the last meme meant was they're not starting from scratch then. They're starting from experience, and you got to let them experience it. As a mother, it's very hard to do. I expected my kids to learn from my mistakes, which of course they won't. They have to make their own mistakes. So we have to allow them to make mistakes, and we have to allow them to feel what's going on in their lives. So they start from experience, not from scratch. And it's easy for us to want to step in. There have been times, especially when my kids were younger, that I became what the Love and Logic system tells us is a helicopter mom. It's very hard to step back to say, no, you guys need to learn how to do it. Once my kids hit middle school, that was where I actually did that, started stepping back. And I think with my son in high school now, he's learned to advocate for himself, and I'm extremely proud of what he's accomplished because of that. Being able to do what he needs to do for himself instead of having mom swoop in and take care of it. In that respect, I've always been somebody who wants to help out and jump in and do for people. I'm having a hard time stepping back, but I'm doing it. I'm doing it, but it's difficult. And it's just something you have to, in your respect, in your case, learn to do it as well. We can't do everything for everybody, and we can say no, and it's okay. You can still be a good person. Some of us were born to give more love than we see ever in return. I'm a firm believer in that, and I think that's where I am. I love everybody, and there are a few people in life that I've had issues with, but I still try to find ways of loving them. You know, I've told my kids time and again, I will always love you. I don't always have to like you, and that's where I am with some individuals. I love them because they are part of this big being that we're a part of. They're part of me in a way. But I don't have to always like them because of their behavior, because of their mindset, because of the way they act, because of how they treat me. But I still love them, but I will never see that love back. And we have to be okay with that. We have to understand that there are going to be people who have problems with us who just are never going to love us and are never going to care about us. And that's okay. They are here as well. They are beings of this planet. They are a portion of this. And, you know, you don't want to cut your arm off because it slights you, because it causes you problems. And you don't want to cut somebody out of your life completely because they don't like you. You just don't have to deal with them. And you have to understand that they're not going to love you. They're not going to like you. They're not going to want to be with you. And that's okay. You don't have to always want to be with them either, but you still love them. And you still give them that respect that you would give somebody you love. And one word for the road, my poor cat. I replaced my litter box with a FedEx box. Now when it's full, I just tape it shut, put it on my front porch, and wait for somebody to steal it. Unfortunately, that's kind of a statement on the world, or on what's going on around us. But it's funny too, you know. Yeah, okay. But yeah, let them steal it. Then you don't have to get rid of it. Okay. And that's going to be it for this meme scene. Thanks for stopping in, for hanging out with me. If you have any memes that you are particularly attached to, I think you can subscribe, or you can put them comment right in the bottom here, and I'll be able to take a look at them and maybe put my own spin to them. If there is anything else that you would like to see, comment also on the bar below. I would love to hear from you and find out what's going on in your life, what's happening, what's new, what you're being touched by, what's hitting you. If you don't want to discuss it, you can just let me know and maybe send me a link to your email. I can send you a message and we can talk. I'm not a professional in any way, shape, or form, in any position. I'm just a cashier. But I do care about people, and I do care about you. And I would love to hear how things are going. Also, subscribe to Funky Mama 0703 if you haven't already. If you know somebody who might get benefits from this, have them subscribe. I'd love to see more names popping up. I would love to see more people here. And don't forget to hit that bell at the end. That's for notifications. That'll let you know when I've got a new video up, so you can be amongst the first to watch. thank you guys for stopping in. I would love to hear more from you guys and find out what you want to hear. Sorry for missing a past couple days. Hopefully we're going to be able to catch up and make everything better. I realize I talk really, really fast. Thanks for stopping, guys. Have a great day, and we will see you. I don't know why I do it that way. We'll see you another time. Thanks for stopping. I'm on the back.